the title race, which is pretty much head to head between Man City and Arsenal. I mean, the thing is, right, Liverpool, they just give up at the end of the season. It's every single time. They always give up, and when they give up, that's it. I mean, Aston Villa, 67 points, Liverpool 75. If Villa end up winning majority of all their games and beating Liverpool, which I think they probably will, they could overtake us. That's how embarrassing it is. But we're going to talk about Man City and Arsenal as well. We're going to start off with... No, we didn't. Arsenal beating Wolves at Molineux. 2-0 win, reasonable. Just a strong performance from them. 3 points, 2-0, that's all you need to stay in a title race. And Arsenal, in my opinion, it's so difficult to pick out, because these two teams, Man City and Arsenal, I think now it's looking like, with how we know how good they are, it's looking like them two could take over Liverpool with a head-to-head for the next couple of seasons. Man City have obviously got a game in hand, so you never know. But Arsenal could end up winning the league. But, like I've said, they'll probably slip up like they always do, and I'm sticking by it. And yeah, Man City winning the league, 100%. And then Liverpool did beat Fulham at Craven Cottage. A good result for them. Yeah, good. Strong performance. But I want to point out, Darwin Núñez, you can't... It's so hard to... Well, it isn't hard to explain, because he's that rubbish. I mean, he must have had... I think I heard... This was like a couple of weeks ago. He's had like 27 massive opportunities at goal, and he's scored 4, I think. Salah's had 12 big chances and scored 7. Diaz has scored 7, had 9. He's had 27 big chances and he scored 4. I mean, and it's like, when he comes on, it's so disappointing, because the amount of players I would get rid of, if I was Arne Slot, who was probably going to come in, I would get rid of half the team. We're that bad. We can't move up. We haven't got a striker. We've literally got nobody. Salah's dropped off. I think the only good player in that team is Luis Diaz, or maybe Andy Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the best player in that team is Luis Diaz. And then we're off to midweek games. Oh, this was the worst week for me. But not for you Arsenal fans and Man City fans, because you absolutely destroyed your teams. Arsenal won a 5-0 against Chelsea, which is just a walk in the park. And Man City beat Brighton on the coast, which is another walk in the park. But Liverpool against Everton, we got absolutely demolished. We got dominated out of everything. Shots, corners, just... Well, no, maybe not shots, because we had more shots, but they took theirs really well. Núñez was one-on-one with Pickford. He went straight at him. Luis Diaz was one-on-one. He blazed it over the bar. Salah was one-on-one. He went straight at Pickford. There's 3 goals you could have scored there, and we got beat 2-0. Calvert-Lewin and Bradworth. I can't remember his name. I'll have a look for you. Branthwaite. That Branthwaite, I think he's a very, very good, talented player. I think he will probably go in the next season, just because of how good he is. And yeah, Arsenal, Man City, beating their teams easily. So yeah, Liverpool, I think we've given up. Now it's just a case of just trying to get as close as we can to Man City and Arsenal with points. And yeah, Arsenal battered Chelsea. Not in the first half, but in the second half, and Man City dominated them. Going on to today's games, and yesterday's West Ham v Liverpool. 2-2. I mean, I think we didn't play well in the first half. We let them get too much of the ball. We didn't press high up the pitch. We didn't have enough shots. And we just didn't fight, really, enough. And in the second half, we came out as a completely new team. We played like Everton did on Tuesday night. Really good. Scored 2, and then the last 10 minutes we thought, oh, we'd just sit back and give up and not go for another goal, and we just let them score. Quansah, yet again, making a mistake like he usually does. He's an absolute numpty again. And then Arsenal today and Man City today. Arsenal did beat Tottenham 3-2, which in my opinion should have been a draw. The offside, I mean, you can't tell by a millimetre if he's offside. If it's a millimetre offside, then you may as well just give it, because it's not fair. It ruins the game, and it does matter. I don't care if it's Man United against Arsenal, Man United against City, City against Arsenal, and even if it was Man City who had just scored in the last minute to win a game, or Arsenal, it should still count. It's so frustrating, and Tottenham will be devastated with that, and it's going to probably annoy them as much more now, because they don't want Arsenal to be winning the league, understandably. And yeah, I think Arsenal got away with one as well. I think they should have drawn, possibly lost. Second half, they just didn't play really well. So yeah, that was a let off. And then we had Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Yet again, just a simple game for him. Another win on the board. Haaland getting on the score sheet. I mean, I think he was only on the pitch for a few minutes. And he scored. I mean, it's ridiculous. I know he had an injury, but I didn't know he was coming back today. It said ankle injury, so I don't know. But yeah, Arsenal and Man City both winning, and us drawing again. It gets so frustrating, because I mean, it must be frustrating for Arsenal, because you haven't won the league in like 8 years.